Hey everybody, we're still in Bucharest, Romania, and we are here today at the Greenpeace office, and we're going to go in and speak with them a little bit and learn more about what's happening with logging, illegal logging, deforestation, and some more activities. And
Yeah, Eric. I think first of all, I think we should discuss about first maybe just to make it clear for everybody what's the stake here. As you mentioned, Romania holds two-thirds of the natural forest, old-growth forest. So basically, the forest that was untouched, in this last thousands of years by any human intervention. Well, in this part of Europe, in the east, so Romania, Ukraine as well, Bulgaria, so in this part, the industrial, let's say, age didn't come so far, right? We didn't had this moment in history in which we used all of our resources, right, in order to develop economically. So that's why you have these pockets of biodiversity that are really untouched in these remote areas in the Carpathian Mountains, right, where it was not that easy to actually get access and to log over there. With Romania also accessing the European Union, we basically opened up to the global market, which also means global demand of wood and timber products, right? So now we are in this context in which there's a lot of pressure on this wood that we have and on the trees that we have in the Carpathian Mountains. So basically, this is the big threat that we have in terms of conservation in Romania. There's this huge, relevant space of biodiversity. This is for us a huge stake. This is what we aim to do. We aim to work with the citizens, and we want to pressure the authorities in order that finally they will understand that we need to offer protection for these forests. We have a couple of organizations that were working on this topic, right? And together with them, we ended up in 2015 having the first legislative package, so the first laws to actually have to offer protection for these types of forests, right? The system is not that easy in the sense that in order for a forest to get protection, it needs to be, first of all, identified, and second of all, documented, and then you have this commission, right, of experts, of forestry experts that will say, yeah, this forest is untouched and we need to protect it and we are agreeing with your submission, right? So following that process in Romania now we have around 30,000 hectares that are under protection, under strict protection, so nobody can log over there. But it is a win, and it is a win that we need to also, think about. There are some progress that are being done, and we don't need. It's good not to forget about that. That's what I would say.
it's hard in conservation. We don't have a lot of wins, so you have to hold on to them because it makes you realize that you can always get another one. Each step is the step forward.
Yeah. What we are fighting now for is actually a bit of a different side of the story, right? Mm-hmm. In this setup in which we have so much, wilderness, we also have a really weird phenomenon of illegal logging. Mm-hmm. So we have the latest studies, the National Forest Inventory, is saying that in Romania you have one tree that is harvested in a legal way, right? And one tree is illegal. And we have another 20 million cubic meters that are disappearing, basically vanishing from the forest without any permit, without any, being part of any intervention that it's in a management plan or something like that. Which makes the whole story as being really scary because for these 20 millions that we don't know how they are, disappearing, it's clear that with this amount of wood, we are producing damage to the environment. It's not sustainable to have so much logging without any planning, because the philosophy of, again, forestry is that you don't cut how much you need to sell. That's not giving you the quantity of wood that you extract from the forest, right? You cut as much as the forest is offering you. This is definitely also a damage to the environment, because when you extract so much, you have a different capacity of the soil for the water retention, right? So this is conversation is strictly related to the climate changes that we are facing, right? That we see that the climate is on the move, climate is changing, and it's gonna go even worse, right? With a faster speed. So what do we expect? Experts are saying that in Romania we're gonna have lots of rains in the mountains in short period of times, right? So big amounts of water coming really in short amounts of time, and then drought. The fact that we have less and less forest, so less and less water retention capacity in the mountains. What does this lead to? Well, it will have two big impacts. One of it will damage. I mean, we're gonna definitely see damage in the soil that we have in the mountains. So basically, we're gonna have the forests having less capacity to grow and to develop, right? So this is gonna impact. It's gonna give a negative impact to the forests that we are having. It's gonna be a blow. The second of all is socially, because we're going to have lots of water going really fast from the mountains to the villages from beneath. We're going to have probably floods. We already see that how this is happening at the moment. And basically, if you go there to the next level, we're going to have less water for agricultural purposes.
Sure.
Eastern Europe is also a place where, again, corruption at the local level, it's still something that is happening. So where you cannot trust that much, the society, in that sense, the people that are, working in the system, that just use technology for that. I mean, we are talking here about using satellite imagery. We are talking about processing those images and adding few layers of other, data that we have in order to understand where we have a logging that is being illegally done or legally done, right? So systems in order to generate, automatically generate alerts to the forestry guards and to the other authorities to go and check the situation on the ground. This is, again, we're not inventing any wheel here, but the good thing is that if we make it work here, we might have also a solution for the Amazon, deforestation or other types of deforestations in other countries where you have similar issues, but maybe with even bigger, surfaces that are logged.
So, very interesting. As I came out of the Greenpeace office, there was a guy watching me. And he just walked down the street for no reason. And you're going to see him. He's actually walking the opposite direction right now from me. So we are going to go try to find some kind of a Wi-Fi signal here. And look right there. So he was watching me. And then he pretended to walk away, walk down the street, and then just walked back for no particular reason. So very interesting, because I have a feeling that conservation stuff is still seen in somewhat of a awkward phase. So, still got to be careful.